Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. Last week was a little doomed. I only got to do one of the songs for the Doom Metal week, and my life got a little hectic. I was helping my sister and my dad move, and then I ended up also, as you can see, changing my workstation, my work area. This is not a permanent fixture, but I need to get videos out. I'm already 4 videos behind, so this is what we're going to deal with for a little bit, I guess about a week, and I'm going to try to adjust this over the weekend, I guess. So yeah, my background's a little barren right now, and my guitars, you can kind of see behind me. Oh, yeah, they're not really in the picture right now, but we're just going to deal with it. Let's see, social media stuff in the corner, blah, blah, blah. Today's video is going to be from Cult of... Nope. Not Cult of Luna. What is this? Oh, My Dying Bride. We have requests from Restless Oblivion, Sergio Osan, Matilda's Daddy, Charles Murphy, Spike, Taurus Veer, Sveinsberg, Revo Sarmento, and Mytholic Tim. I think that's how most of those are done. And, yeah, there wasn't really much consensus, except, this song, Kiss to Remember, I think? Yep, A Kiss to Remember. Somebody specifically asked for it, and somebody else asked for pretty much anything off of this album. So, that's kind of like a 2 votes. Everything else was 1 vote, so... Alright, let's get into My Dying Bride. We'll see what these guys are all about. A lot of thematic repetition in the solo, but it is interesting to see that it is pushing forward, and they're kind of starting off with the guitar solo to set the narrative melody. A little bit of counterpoint going on there between the guitar and violin. Maybe another guitar back there, I'm not really sure. Interesting, I thought that was the guitar solo and actually the riff for this section, so... Alright, this is quite different from the opening section. The thing is that there's a lot of the same emotion, but the energy's gone. It's almost like they drained out any want for the song to move forward.
Come with me.
The drums are actually keeping a bit of momentum to them, but the rest of the instruments are just sludgy. They're just dragging. They're just holding out every note to the very last beats. In his violin part, it's the same part that it was playing earlier. More really interesting counterpoint going on. Some really cool tones. I don't know, it's not a chord, we only got 2 notes going on. But yeah, really cool textures that the guitar and the violin are pulling off together. Very cool stuff going on with the guitar and the violin. 2 ideas back, I think it was. They were pretty much playing the same thing, but when the guitar was transitioning between their 2 ideas, they were using 1/8 notes, and when the violin was doing it, I think they were doing triplets or something. But they got out of sync in the transition between ideas, and then they sunk back up when they were playing out the melody line again. Really cool stuff. All right. So yeah, we got My Dying Bride. Alright, so I really enjoy their musical kind of identity. They have a strong sense of like musical ideas that are just kind of either natural to them or they like working with or something like that. But 2 melody lines, counterpoint, dual melodies, they kind of have that woven out through the entire song, or woven into the entire song. whether that's the guitar and the violin or the guitar and the singer. There's pretty much always two melodic lines happening. I think they do a really great job of not only just ensuring that they're not stepping on each other's toes, but also bringing unique elements to the track and having the song made greater by having both rather than just sticking with one. And a lot of that comes down to the specific textures that they pull out, the way that the notes line up with each other, and the harmonies that are created by the two lead instruments, depending on the section, whether it's guitar and lead or guitar and singing or guitar and violin. And yeah, they're really good at that. They also have a really strong ability to have there's this sense of drive, even though the song has no desire to move forward. I think some of that comes from the drums, like I pointed out. They're still kind of moving quickly. They were playing eighth notes or sixth, I think it was eighth notes on the hi-hat, while the rest of the band was holding out whole notes. So there's a little bit of momentum, a little bit of energy coming from the drums, but the song doesn't ever seem to just stagnate and stand still. The song always feels like it's pushing towards something, even if the speed that it's pushing towards that next section is a snail's speed. The song does not want to move. It wants to stay still. A lot of those whole notes are held out right to the very end of that bar. I mean, it's almost pushing into the next bar. There's almost a little bit of drag going on. But the song still has forward momentum. I didn't really feel that the song had become boring or stagnated or anything like that. It was constantly in a sense of progression, even though, like I said, it was a very slow sense of progression. So they do that very well. If Doom is these kind of slow, heavy songs, this is what you really want to go for, I think. It's one thing to sit inside of an emotion, but you still need progression. The opposite of that would be to basically stay in the same spot for too long, kind of overstaying your welcome or not feeling any sort of forward momentum. And while I'm sure that can be done for an artistic reason, and there's probably instances where that works for a song, usually you're going to want some sort of momentum. You want to push towards the end of the song. So yeah, these guys, if that's what doom metal is, then these guys are really doing it very well. However, I might get some flack for this. That singer, I didn't want to say anything when he first came on. I think I smiled or chuckled or something in his first line. It kind of came out of nowhere. It struck me odd, and I wanted to kind of let the song finish and kind of see if it changed or became something more that I would kind of expect or appreciate or something like that. And it didn't. It sounds like an emotionless. Well, okay, so here's the thing. I understand how it fits artistically into the song. Because the song, the genre, we got doom metal. Okay, it's this heavy, depressive, state of music, this just heavy genre. And it kind of feels like the singer has no energy, no will to sing. He's in acting we would call this phoning it in. He's not really, putting his all into it. It feels like he's just kind of sitting there, hunched over, and singing like this to the end. And it's like there's no air projection, there's no diaphragm usage. It is just like the most effortless singing. And the vocal cords aren't being strained at all. It is just the slowest that his vocal cords can vibrate to just get this low sound. And it's just not for me. I'm not going to say it's bad. Like I said, it fits thematically with the elements of the genre. But it the rest of the band seems like they want to be there and he doesn't. And that's just kind of the notion I got. Now, I'm not saying that the guy's bad singing or that he's just doing it for a paycheck or that he's not as talented as the rest of the group. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like when the rest of the band is putting in all this energy and he's just, just sitting there like this. And I don't know, like, I'm at odds because, like I said, I understand it from an artistic point of view, but from a musical bias point of view, just my opinion, it just doesn't line up with me. And I don't know if that has to do with the fact that I really don't want to say this, but to me it comes off as kind of cringy, kind of like edgelord, like a teenager trying to be dark and brooding. And again, I'm not saying that that's what he's pushing for or that he is being edgy or anything like that, but that's just where my biases are coming in. And that's kind of my first impression based on, other times that I've heard, that kind of vocal style, mostly spoken. I don't think I've ever heard any songs sung in that vocal style, but that's just kind of the baggage that I bring with that sound. So yeah, I enjoyed the musical aspect. The singer, just not so much. Maybe it'll grow on me as I become more, what's that thing, where I'm more exposed to it. But on a first time listen, it's just, whew, man, that. But like I said, I enjoyed the music. So, yeah, not a bad band. I really enjoy what they're going for. And like I said, they have two things that just seem to be central to the song, at least, and possibly central to them just because they did it so well. And that's their counterpoint and their ability to kind of move towards, have that momentum to get towards the end of the song, even though the song and the emotion of everything is just kind of being bogged down and held back. So they have this cool juxtaposition between, staying where they are and just kind of slowly trudging through while also having this sort of energy and momentum to push through to the next section and stuff like that. So yeah, really good stuff. Yeah, so that's it for me, My Dying Bride. This is where you guys come in though. Let me know down in the comments if you've heard of these guys, if you haven't heard of these guys, if you enjoyed them. I don't really need any more requests for them. We had quite a few tracks requested, but if you'd like to add some more, go for it. Specifically what I would want to see is different vocal styles. Maybe, if he just tries something a little different, or if they got a different singer or something like that. Like I said though, exposure to this would benefit me, as it would kind of break me out of some of my biases and my experiences with this type of speech style. But I would also like to see this same music with a different different singing style on top of it. So yeah, if you have any suggestions for that, let me know. I mean, for all I know, this just could have been a bad first impression. A lot of people say you picked the wrong song to start with, that kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know anything about these bands, which is kind of how the reaction thing works, but it also kind of sucks that I can sometimes be introduced in the, wrong way. So, whatever. Yeah, let me know down in the comments about any of that stuff. While you're down there, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell. And if you'd like, you can check out my Twitter, my Patreon. Links are in the description. And yeah, I think that's about it. So I will be doing 2 videos a day until I'm caught up. We're going to burn through this doom metal stuff, and then after that we're going to get on to what this week was supposed to be, which is revisiting bands. I think I'm revisiting bands this week, and I know Dream Theater's in there. That was a very popular choice, so I don't know what else, but I'm pretty sure Dream Theater is one of the bands we're going to revisit this week. So yeah, cool stuff. So yeah, you all stay safe out there, and I will be back again today, I think. Pretty sure. Be back again today, and I'll be back tomorrow, and like two videos a day for a while. So yeah, you stay safe out there, and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you watch this.